Yeah, hi, good evening. Welcome to my channel. And today is day 3, Wednesday, and we are today going to do a special session on fried liver attack. Okay, so which will be coming after move e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, nf6, and ng5. That is what we are going to see. Because in two sessions, we have already seen in the past two sessions, we have already seen like what to reply. For example, e4, e5. In the first session, we have seen when we play knight f3 that what to play when opponent reply with f6. And in yesterday's session, we have seen what to play if opponent d6. Now in today's session, we are going to see in today's session, we are actually going to see that how to play a correct chess when your opponent replies correctly. Okay, so welcoming everyone like Gamer Boy, Dharm Yadav. Okay, so very good. So welcome everyone. I think everything is proper. You are able to hear me. Okay, सब लोग को ठीक से सुनाई दे रहा है. And from today's onward, the class is going to be more interested, more interactive, and you're going to definitely learn something very good. Okay, so let's start today's session. चलो start करते हैं अभी. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6. So this is the one of the best defense which black can go for. Now there are several defenses, several moves. Okay, even like कि when you are starting with e4, your opponent may not play e5. वो e5 भी शायद नहीं कर सकता है. He may play e6, he may play c5, he may play c6, he may play knight f6. So many various ways are there to respond, but mainly we are focusing the main line. Okay, and the main line is like e4, e5. The main line we are focusing. Once we complete this e4, e5, then we will go to some other openings like French defense, Caro-Kann defense, Sicilian defense. We are going to see further, like in future we are going to see. But let's complete this e4, e5 series. Okay, so welcome everyone, Praneeth, Aarti. So after knight f3, knight c6, which is a very good defense right now in this particular position. Now to this, I want that viewer should go, like my student should play here the bishop c4. Okay, so this is what. So there is a lag in the video. Is there is a lag? Everyone is, yeah, hi Hardik. Okay, everyone is realizing the lag. Everyone. Okay, gamer boy player is saying that. Okay, your brother is very good friend. Oh, thank you very much. Okay, so bishop c4. I will recommend everyone to play bishop to c4. Now, instead of bishop c4, there are other replies which white can play. That is d4, which will go to a Scotch defense, and another is bishop b5, which is Roy Lopez. Okay, so these two other very good alternates are there. So one is d4 and another is bishop b5. I will recommend you can play bishop b5 also. Bishop b5 भी तुम लोग खेल सकते हो, but like when you complete your fundamentals, जब तुम लोग अब तुम्हारे fundamentals जब complete करोगे, so then only you can go and play bishop b5, because once you know your basic attacking skills, once you develop your attacking skills, एक बार तुमने तुम्हारा attacking skills develop कर लिया, उसके बाद you should go and play bishop to b5. Okay, even the d4 is also good move in this position. d4 भी तुम लोग खेल सकते हो, but the first of all, whenever we are, there is a lag. Okay, so now it's okay. Okay, there is a lag, so let me fix whether everything is proper here. Let me check my internet connection. Yeah, now I think it is proper. Sorry for the lag. Now I want that all my students should play the third move, bishop to c4. Why? Because you are just trying to improve your chess knowledge, so it is good if you have a aim, like target point. So my target point is f7 square, which is a weak square in opponent's wing. So our target is what? Attacking the weak square rather than going a strategical opening by playing bishop to b5. Okay, so right now my focus is not a strategical opening where I am playing bishop to b5 and then attacking this knight and developing the piece around. Okay, a very simple that I want that you should try to create an attacking ideas against your opponent. Okay, तुम्हारे opponent के against attacking ideas तुम्हें develop करना चाहिए. So therefore I want you should develop your bishop just targeting this particular pawn. Okay, so bishop to c4, then your opponent may reply with knight to f6. Okay, just 1 minute. I think someone is saying there is a lag. Hardik is telling. Wait. Hi sir. Okay, Prasun. Wait, just let me check everything is proper. Give me a second. Okay. Is everything proper now? सब ठीक है अभी? मुझे तो यहाँ पर कुछ लैग तो पता नहीं चल रहा है, बट आई डोंट नो क्या लैग कहाँ से आ रहा है. अच्छा वेट, 1 minute. लेट मी चेक. ओके वेट गाइस, wait, let me just give me a second, just I'm setting everything. Let me just set. Okay, so wait, yeah, so now it's telling that everything is proper. Dharam is telling, so thank you Dharam. Okay, now what I said, like e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6. Now here there are various replies which black can do. So one is what he can play, either bishop to c5, either knight to f6 or d6. There are so many ways he can reply. Okay, so there are so many ways to reply, but in today's class we are going to see what to play if our opponent play knight to f6. जब opponent knight f6 करेगा तो हमें क्या रिप्लाई करना है. दिस इज व्हाट वी आर गोइंग टू सी इन टुडेज एंटायर सेशन. आज के पूरे सेशन में हम यही देखेंगे कि अपोनेंट नाइट f6 खेलेगा तो हम क्या करेंगे. देयर आर अदर रिप्लाईज विच आई एम गोइंग टू कवर. व्हाट टू डू इफ द बिशप इज गोइंग टू प्ले c4 and what to do if the pawn is going to play d6, because the pawn is going to play d6 which we covered yesterday's class. So that time we just have to play pawn to d4. Okay, so the main replies are basically knight to f6 and bishop to c5. So today we are going to cover knight f6, and guys remember tomorrow we are going to cover bishop to c5 directly. Suppose if the knight is played on f6, remember, yeah, Prasun Agarwal, hi. Okay, if you are going to play, if your opponent is going to play knight to f6, then I will recommend everyone that you can play knight g5, and now you are actually attacking this f7 pawn. So now I want my viewers to tell me that when we play knight to g5, then what your opponent will play here. यहाँ पर तुम्हारा opponent क्या क्या reply कर सकता है. So if you know some of the replies, please mention that in your chat. Okay, तुम्हारे chat में mention करो कि suppose knight g5 के बाद what your opponent can play. Okay, no problem. The very short lag, no problem. वो short lag हम cover कर लेंगे. Okay, so come on. So यहाँ पर what I am asking my viewers, that when we play knight g5 and our main idea is what, to attack this f7 pawn, then what do you think that what are the different ways by which the black can save that f7 pawn. वो अपने f7 pawn को कैसे बचा सकता है, या what are the methods he will play. Okay, so in one of the games, so this game which I am showing is played in 2011. Okay, so here opponent that black played knight e7 and he got checkmated within a 5 move, because bishop into f7 checkmate will happen. But remember that everyone may not play like this. सब लोग ऐसा move नहीं करेंगे. Okay, so therefore I am asking यहाँ पर क्या क्या. Yes, Suresh Konar is telling here the players can play pawn to d5. Very good, Suresh Konar. Okay, so here even that Om Mudeshwar is also telling that opponents can play pawn to d5, and except that if anything else will be played, then he will be losing. For example, just now we saw that if knight e7 is played, bishop into f7 is losing. And remember that suppose if this knight a5 comes and try to attack your bishop, then you can simply take this pawn, give check. If the king comes here, you can come back. So let him take your bishop, you can take with the pawn, and now your rook file is open and his king in the center and he cannot castle. So all these things are possible. ये सब possible हो सकता है. समर्थ गांधी d5 and after capturing with the pawn, knight a5. Very good. Samarth is very good. He is replying. So we are going to see all these replies in coming games. Okay, so let's move to the next game. Now this game is played in 2010. So what exactly happened in this game? Like white played e4, black played e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, knight to g5. Okay, so this is what played, and here I think the black played a very wrong move, that is king to e7. So which is an absolutely wrong move. So here what happened, the white played knight f7 and 4 king both. So you know what, you can expect all these type of replies from your opponent when you play this kind of setup. Okay, so don't think that your opponent will play what exactly you want, but वो कुछ भी खेल सकता है. So we have to prepare for everything. So here the black played queen e8, knight into h8, and now he played knight into e4. So after knight into e4, white played d3 and he played knight to d6. Okay, so black played knight to d6. So why just I am showing you here this game, because there is a fantastic mate. Okay, unimaginable mate has happened, so therefore I am showing you this game. So I want to ask all the chat that what should white play here in order to win the game. Okay, so the one move which is winning for white. Okay, white एक move कर सकता है और जीत सकता है. So which is that move? Anyone in the chat who can answer? एक ही move कर सकता है जिससे white जीत सकता है. That's why I'm just showing you this type of games, because these kind of mates can happen. Okay, ऐसे mates हो सकते हैं. So just I'm waiting for the viewers to answer. Just see how it has happened, like knight g5, king e7, knight f7, queen e8, knight into h8, knight into e4, d3, and he went to knight d6, and that is an absolutely blunder. Okay, so what is the move? Yes, very good. Om Mudeshwar, Samarth, Dharam, Prasoon, Suresh Konar. Okay, Monisha Alaga Pillai, hello sir. Yeah, hi. So yes, bishop g5 is an absolutely correct move. Remember, these kind of mates you can expect in this kind of position. ऐसे mates तुम expect कर सकते हो, because the king is completely got locked. And you know what, this is not something which I am showing uh, showing by fantasizing this position or setuping this position. So I am not setuping these positions. You can see here, आप लोग यहाँ पर देख सकते हो कि these games have already happened. ऐसे games already हुए हैं. So this with the date and year I am showing. Okay, so this game is already played somewhere, and because of the bishop. Yes, Ardik, you are absolutely correct. Okay, so next is let's move to a next position. So initially I will show you positions which are little unfamiliar and uncommon, but which has occurred in the game, and later on we are going to slowly shift to the main move. So you just wait for the entire stream, so you will able to see a beautiful games at the end. Okay, so like e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, knight g5, d5. It's a time, like he just replied with d5, the black replied with d5, and we should play e captures d5. The main idea of playing the move d5 is, the main idea of is what? Closing this diagonal. This diagonal for the bishop got closed because of the pawn on d5, and after e into d5, knight into d5. So this is the main thing which black usually play. The idea of this move is, the idea of this knight to d5 is closing this long diagonal for the bishop. Bishop के लिए diagonal close करना, and at the same time attacking this knight which is not having support. Remember, this bishop is not supporting because of the pawn which is on d2. So this is the main idea which black usually do. So here the viewers tell me what should white play here. If you are white in this position, which move would you like to play? So do you like to play the move d3, you like to play move d4, or do you like to capture this, or you will play your queen f3 or something like that. तो ऐसे यहाँ पर इस पर्टिकुलर पोजीशन पे which move would you like to play, कौन सा मूव खेलना यहाँ पर तुम लोग पसंद करोगे, just you let me know. So which move would you like to play here? Okay, so if you are aware about it, yes, Samarth Gandhi is telling knight into f7 threatening queen f3. Very good, Samarth. So I will go with the Samarth. So in this position, remember the main idea of playing knight f3 to knight g5, and remember this knight g5 we should play if opponent's knight is on f6. f6 पे knight नहीं रहेगा तो not to play knight g5. Okay, so yes, very good. Even everyone is telling, like even Om is also telling, Suresh Konar is also telling here not to play queen to f3. Okay guys, here not to play queen to f3 because queen to f3 is winning for black. Black के लिए win है. Queen f3 is a mistake. It is a mistake. It is a mistake. Remember, it is a mistake because our opponent will capture queen into g5, and if you capture bishop into d5 in order to checkmate him like this, then the black will play knight to d4, attack our c2 pawn, attack on our queen. Even you may get this pawn, आपको एक pawn मिलेगा but game नहीं मिलेगा. After queen into f7 your opponent will go to king d8, and now there is a problem. The problem is what? Knight into c2 check will come, you may lose rook, and the queen into g2 is also possible if this bishop moves. But right now what white can do here, suppose if he try to do something d3 and try to attack, this is going to be a blunder because he will only capture our bishop and checkmate. So therefore d3 is not possible. So d3 will not possible. But what are the other possible moves here? Suppose if you try to play king to d1, guys, if you try to play king to d1, then the black is the one who is going to definitely win the game just by playing bishop g4 check. Bishop g4 check, and he is the one who will be winning. Suppose if we play move like f3, then he can play bishop f5 and try to attack on us. वो हमारे ऊपर अटैक कर सकता है और हम बच नहीं सकते या हम खुद को बचा नहीं सकते. Now if you try to play d3 by closing the bishop's diagonal and attacking the queen, ऐसा हम try कर सकते हैं ऐसे moves, but he will come up with an absolutely a brilliant move. Remember the problem is what? The black is having 3 attacking pieces and white is having only 2 attacking pieces around this king. And remember, these pieces are ready to come out to defend the king, but now white's pieces are not ready to come out, so therefore there are chances of losing. Now the black is threatening checkmate. Okay, so black is threatening checkmate, and if he try to save that checkmate, then he will checkmate here. So remember, here there were 2 checkmates. One is checkmate at e2 and one is checkmate at c2. e2 पे भी checkmate है, c2 पे भी checkmate है, and now see who won the game or who is winning the game here. So therefore, as Prasoon suggested, in this particular position, don't play queen to f3. So I hope you understood that playing queen f3 is a bad idea here. Okay, so sometimes like with excitement of checkmating at f7, f7 पे checkmate करने के चक्कर में हम क्या कर सकते हैं? Lag, there is a lag. Okay, so let me, I don't think so. I think internet connection is proper beta. I don't think there is any lag from my end. I think okay, everyone feeling lag? Hardik and Prasoon, everyone? सब लोगों को lag आ रहा है? Yes guys, if yes, you just let me know. No lag. Om is telling no lag, Prajat is telling no lag. Okay, good. Okay, so remember that, just refresh those who are feeling lag. So here not to play queen f3, I hope you understood. So therefore which move to be played here? We have to play knight into f7. Okay, so knight into f7 to be played. Remember, it's a very important and critical position. Okay, so knight into d5 के बाद not to play queen f3. Okay, Suresh Kumar is good. Okay, not to play queen f3. Remember, this is good for black, it is not good for white. So what is good for white here? Knight into f3. And I'm also going to tell you that what is good for black here. Actually what, knight into d5 is not good for black. The good for black in this position is to play knight a5, and attacking the bishop is good for knight. So that we are going to see second last and last game. We are going to see how to play when opponent play knight a5 and attack our bishop. So this is what good reply for black. ये जो move है ये good reply है black के लिए. Okay, and this reply is not good. Knight into d5 is not good reply for black, but many of the players play this. Okay, so therefore here we have to play knight into f7, king into f7. Now we have to play queen f3, the prasunka move. We have to play queen f3. Idea is attacking this king and attacking this knight. Okay, so this is what we have to do. Like the piece which we sacrifice, जो piece हमने sacrifice किया है उसे अभी वापस लेने का time आया है. Okay, so attacking this and attacking this. Now here our opponent can reply anything like, okay, so queen f3. So here what do you think guys, what are the various replies which black might do here? Okay, so can you tell me, can you type in the chat box and let me know what are the replies the black can do here? What are the various replies which black can do here? You know what, this position came more than 100 times इन मेनी प्लेयर्स गेम. बहुत सारे प्लेयर्स के गेम्स में ये पोजीशन मोर देन 100 टाइम्स. इफ यू विल आस्क मी, मैंने ही ऐसे पोजीशंस शायद 100 के ऊपर खेला होगा, सेम पोजीशन फ्रॉम वाइट साइड. ओके, इवन हाउएवर यू प्रिपेयर द प्लेयर फॉल फॉर दिस. ओके, आप कितना भी प्रिपरेशन करो प्लेयर ऐसे इस ट्रैप में आ ही जाते हैं. Okay, so tell me now what to be played. Okay, so here Dharam Yadav is telling in this position king to e6. So I got one reply. What are the other things we can feel the black usually play? With me many players, मेरे साथ बहुत सारे players ने इस position पे queen f6 पे खेला था. Okay, कुछ players they will play king to e8 and कुछ players they will play king to g8 and some players hardly anyone. This move hardly anyone play, but I think the most expected is what, going back to g8 to feel safe, king e8 to feel little safer, or king e6, a very good defensive move, or sometimes to play this queen in between. Remember, the knight cannot be played here. Knight cannot be played in between because it is illegal, because it is a pinned by the bishop. Bishop जो है इस king को pin कर रहा, sorry, पीछे king है इसके लिए the knight को pin कर रहा है. So that is what it is going to happen. Suppose if, yeah, Pranit is also telling, suppose here if the queen comes to f6, let's see, queen comes to f6, then the best reply is just capture bishop into d5 guys. Just capture bishop into d5. That is a main thing which we have to do. That there is a check, and remember, if this check, if now the king moves, then simply take queen into queen check. He will capture, just capture bishop into knight, pawn into this, and now you count the number of pawns. We have 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 pawns, and our opponent is having 1 2 3 4 5 6 pawns. And remember, these two pawns are weak pawns because they are running in the same track. So these are the pawns, they are called weak and double pawns because both are running in the same track. So it is like जब हमारा रनिंग कंपटीशन होता है, इसमें एक ही ट्रैक पे दो जन जब भागेंगे तो दोनों को भी प्रॉब्लम होता है. जो आगे भाग रहा है उसे भी प्रॉब्लम, उसके पीछे जो भाग रहा है सेम ट्रैक में उसको भी प्रॉब्लम होता है. So therefore never ever keep both the pawns in the same track, so that will become a problematic. So this position is easily winning position for white के लिए बहुत easy position है क्योंकि उसने ऑलरेडी उसके पास एक pawn ज़्यादा है. It is only the matter of technique. ये टेक्निक की बात है. जो easily white वाला जो player है वो easily ये गेम जीत सकता है. उसके पास 7 और 6 पॉइंट से आराम से जीत सकता है. इट इज अ मैटर ऑफ टेक्निक. तो ये टेक्निक्स भी मैं कवर करने वाला हूँ हमारे ये दिवाली सीरीज में. ओके, सो दिस इज इजीली, सो द प्लेइंग क्वीन f6 in this position is not good. Playing queen f6 is not good because any which ways it is losing. Okay, so let's see that in this game what happened. The black played here king e8, and when black played king e8, the white captured bishop into d5. He recovered his piece. because the piece which he sacrificed, यहाँ पर जो piece उसने sacrifice किया है उस piece को उसने recover किया है, and at the same time he is creating attack on f7 also, and in this particular game the black not realized this attack, and he played knight to d4 and he got a simply checkmate. Yeah, okay. So Pranit is asking a question here that after queen f3, queen f6, bishop into d5, and black can simply play bishop e6. Yes, the black can play simply bishop on e6. Now again the same thing will happen. Bishop into c6, pawn into c6, and since we played bishop on e6, therefore there are chances of losing this pawn, Pranit. Okay, now earlier we were only one pawn down, हमारे पास एक pawn less था, and after this position just you count, we have a 7 pawns and our opponent is having only 1 2 3 4 5 pawns, and remember now the white is the one who is attacking this pawn also and the rook also, and we are attacking both the pieces, so therefore now the winning chances of white become more. So therefore the bishop e6, playing bishop e6 is not advisable in this position, and as we capture this, and if you try to capture his queen, then that is blunder because he will recapture that with his own bishop. Now if you see, the pawns are less but the pieces also less, because the black is having 2 bishops and white is having 2 bishops and knight also is having. Okay. Okay, so I hope I answered Pranit your question. So black can play queen into f3, but he can take is with the bishop back. Oh, and then the problem is what he will black will lose very quickly after that, so he can't do that. Okay, so that is a problem. So keep asking questions, so it will be very good for everyone. Okay. So queen f3, as I told you that in this game king e8 is played, and after bishop into d5, black by mistakenly he played knight d4, and this has turned out to be a blunder. Okay, so this is turned out to be a blunder, and white simply checkmated in this particular game which is played in year 2001, and the white simply won by giving checkmate on f7 square. So remember that our main idea, main motive is what? Attacking on f7 square from white. Okay, so that is for at least for this game. Now let's move to our next game which is played in the year 1994, and you will get surprised, the same position repeated. Okay, so like e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, bishop c4, knight f6, knight g5, d5, e to d5, n into d5, after knight into f7, king into f7, queen f3 check. Now you understood that knight to cannot go back, it is an illegal. The queen can come back, but the problem is what? The white will any which way take this knight, and then later on he will capture this and make the pawns double. Okay, so that is what we can do it. So in this position the white played a very wrong move, that is what? King g8, and it is absolutely blunder. So can you, okay, so what do you think here, like white should play here? Okay, Prasoon, we can play, like I will be having a playing with subscriber either on Friday or Saturday, so that time you can play with me. This time I will play with the subscriber for 2 hours, don't worry. Okay, so I will keep special 2 hours for you all, so I can play games with you all for the maximum time. Okay, हम पूरा and हम लोग खेलेंगे, so don't worry about it. So हम लोग बहुत games खेलेंगे. Now come on. So what to be played here? Yes, Om is absolutely right. Suresh Konar is also right. Here we have to play bishop into d5 check, and it's absolutely mate. If you want, you can also do with the queen into d5. No problem. ये भी mate ही है. Queen into d5, queen into d5, bishop into d5. If bishop e6, bishop into e6 is going to be checkmate. Okay, so that is what. So therefore, I think it is absolutely clear in this position the king should not go to g8, and e8 is also not advisable. Queen f6 is also not advisable. So therefore only move which is advisable is to play king to e6 and support this knight. King को e6 खेलो और knight को support करो, that is the main advisable move. Okay, okay. Now look at here one more game which is actually played in under 12 championship, and in 2001 this game is played in under 12 championship. Let's see that how the game has happened. E4 e5 knight f3 knight c6 bishop c4 nf6. So this is called actually what, two knight defense from the black side. Black side ke liye this is called two knights defense, because the black is defending with two knights, and when the white play knight to g5, this is called fried lever attack. तो कोई भी कभी पूछेगा कि ये कौन सा अटैक है, तो यू कैन आंसर इट दैट दिस इज कॉल्ड फ्राइड लीवर अटैक. Okay, it is the name of the player who actually used to use this in his games. So here suddenly the black played knight into e4. He thought he is getting free pawn. He is telling that you take my pawn. I will already taken your pawn, and now I want to maybe get my queen here, and I will try to checkmate you. So this is like, you know, the black is thinking, and he captured knight into e4, guys. Now in this position, what do you think we should play? Remember, here he already captured this, and he is threatening to capture our knight with his queen as well as with the knight. वो दोनों से ये पीस को कैप्चर करने के लिए ट्राई कर रहा है. So in this particular position, which move we should play? हमें कौन सा मूव करना चाहिए यहाँ पर? Guys, come on, let me know. Just मुझे बता दो कि which move we should play here. What is the right way to continue? Okay, so just I'm waiting for you all to tell me that which is the correct way to continue here. Okay, so here is Suresh Konar is telling, suppose if we play knight into e4, guys, if we play knight into e4, it is better for black. या black के लिए अच्छा है, पता है क्यों? Because he will play pawn to d5. He will play pawn to d5 and he will take one of his piece. Now suppose if we play bishop to d3, he will capture d into e4, bishop into e4, and now he will play bishop e6. Now look at the black's position is far better, because this bishop, the black's bishop is very good in these two diagonals. This bishop is also very good in this diagonal, and later on he can castle also, and now count the pawns, both are having equal pawns. Okay, that is what black was wanting. Black यही चाहता है कि हम इस knight को capture करें. Black wants it that हम इस knight को capture करें, and he is ready with this d5 move. Okay, did you understood? I think it is very clear now. Okay, and suppose if we play d3, suppose हमने d3 किया यहाँ पर, वो क्या करेगा black? Simply he will, in the bargaining of knight and bishop, he will go for bishop, because the bishops are better. He will go for bishop, and if you try